Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi my dear student, how are you? Nice to see you again in the second meeting of functional reading class. Today we are going to learn about one kind of short functional text that we have already learned last meeting. But before that, I want to recall your memory related to the previous meeting. Do you still remember that? Well, I do believe you still remember that, right? So now I will remind you about the topic before. We have learned about short functional text. It is a short text that has a particular or specific function and purpose that can be found in our daily life. There are many kinds of short functional text. For example, notice, announcement, advertisement, and then shop list, greeting card, invitation, and manual. But today, we will focus on notice. So at the end of this meeting, you will be able to identify kinds of notice. And then, you also will be able to comprehend and conclude the information from the text. So, before I let you know about the definition and kinds of notice itself, I have some pictures here. There are 6 pictures here. Can you guess what kind of short functional text are these? There is slow please, we love our children, no parking, warning voltage, high voltage. Can you guess it? That's a great answer. These are kind of notice. So, what is notice? Notice is a written or statement that gives information, instruction, and warning to people. Usually, notice has a picture, sign, or even symbol to make it more interesting for the readers to understand the information from the notice. And there are some kinds of notice. There are 4 kinds of notice. The first one is command, and then there is caution, information, and the last one is prohibition. So, the first one is command. This is a notice that gives an instruction or to instruct readers to do something. For example, when you are in the library, you will find a notice that tells you about keep silent, don't make any noisy. Or even after reading a book, you will see a sign that tells you please return all the books when you have finished using them. And you also can find it in your housing related to the surrounding. If there are a lot of children, there will be notice, slow down. And then the next one is about caution. What is caution? It is a short functional text that tells about warning. So the readers will be more carefully. For example, when you are in the restaurant and the cleaning service just mop the floor. So you will find a notice that tells you must be careful because it is wet floor, right? And then information. This is the third kind of short functional text notice. So it just only gives the information. If you are in the office, there will be a sign in the door that tells you that it is only for staff. Or if you are in the cafe and you want to smoke, so you will be guided by a notice that let you know the area for smoking. The last one, it is prohibition. This is the notice that tells you about prohibition. So you are not allowed to do this thing. For example, when you go to the tourism place and then it is very historical thing, you will not be allowed to take a picture, right? or even if there is a meeting in the office, there will be sign that tells you, you do not enter the room. So this is the last type of notice. Now, to check your understanding about these kinds of notice, I have 5 questions in our exercise. So let's discuss it together. The first one, can you see there is a notice with the color blue and white? It tells all visitors must register at office. The question is, what will people do after seeing this notice? A, the visitors should register people in the office. B, the visitors should go to the front office to inform their coming. C, the office will not accept the visitors. And D, the visitors can enter the office without registration. So what is your answer? If your answer is B, that's correct. Why is it B? So let's check one by one. For the option A, the visitors should register people in the office. There is no information related to that option, right? And it doesn't make sense. So why should the visitor register people in the office? And then B, the visitor should go to the front office to inform their coming. This is the correct one. Why? Because it is stated in the notice. The notice tells that all visitors must register at office, whether it is in the office or even in the front. But the information that they must register themselves. And C, the office will not accept the visitors. Well, there is no information related to this option. And the last one, D, the visitors can enter the office without registration. Of course not, because it is clearly stated that the visitor must register themselves. So for the first one, I think it's clear enough, right? Now we move on to the second one. What kind of notice do you see here? There is a picture of person and also a pet. It tells that all pets must be on the leash. So the question is, where do you usually find the sign? A, at the park, B, at home, C, at school, or D, in the supermarket? Which one do you think is the best answer? Great job! The answer is A, at park. Because we usually find a lot of people go around the park with their pet. And there must be a notice to remind them that all pets must be on the leash. Now, to make it more understandable, let's see the third question. It is a notice that usually found in the shop with a picture of camera. It states that, warning, shoplifters will be prosecuted. Well, look at the question. Which of the following sentences explains the sign best? A, the shoplifters are welcome. B, the shop is only for the shoplifters. C, if you steal any of the articles, you should pay for it. Or D, if you steal any articles, the police will arrest you. So, I give you a little time to answer this one. What do you think? Which one is the best answer? If your answer is D, that's great. Because there are 2 words that become the keyword in this notice. The first one is shoplifters, and the second one is prosecuted. The synonym or the similar name of prosecuted is arrest. So if you steal or you take without permission the articles or the stuff or the goods in the shop, so you will be arrested. Do you get it? Nice. Now, the fourth question. This question is a little bit different because it focuses on the vocabulary. So you have to find out the similar word with the question. So just take a look with the picture. So there are many food here, right? There are pizza, bread, and then apple. It tells us food waste for composting. No plastic, no styrofoam, no coffee cups, or wax paper. The question is, the word waste has the same meaning as A. Rubbish, B. Poison, C. Vegetable, or D. Wax. Which one do you think is the correct answer? It's very easy. So you have to find out the synonym or the similar word of waste. The answer is A. Rubbish. The last but not the least, number 5. Here we have a yellow notice that tells us no food or drink to be stored in this refrigerator. So the question, which statement is true based on the notice? A. We can keep a bottle of milk in the refrigerator. B. The refrigerator is not for food and drink except vegetables. C. We can store the medicine in the refrigerator. Or D. There are no food and drink in the refrigerator. So you can focus in the word no food and drink to be stored. So the answer is D. There are no food and drink in the refrigerator. Because if we take a look with A, it is stated that we can keep a bottle of milk in the refrigerator. So no way, no drink at all. It means that no bottle of milk can be stored in the refrigerator. B. The refrigerator is not for food and drink except vegetables. Well, vegetable is also included as a food, right? So no for B. And C. We can store the medicine in the refrigerator. Even food and drink are not stored in the refrigerator, for sure, not also for medicine. Hopefully, my dear student understand about the exercise, and to make it more comprehensive, I have more exercise for you to do individually. Here, the first exercise, there are 10 notices here. And what you have to do is, please decide whether this following expression are warning, command, caution, prohibition, or information. So you just classify those 10 notices. And the second one, please read the text then decide whether the statement is true or false based on the text. So there are 5 statements here. So you just find out whether it is true or false based on the notices here. I will provide it on S.Pd, so you just can check it out in S.Pd and then just submit it on the meeting of notice itself. And I think that's all for the second meeting. Thank you very much for your nice attention and see you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.